So my name is Kimberly Allen, and I'm a 43-year-old woman who struggled with chronic migraine headaches with hemorrhagic symptoms for the last 2.5 years. And the culmination of that being what they thought was a stroke that happened that ended me in Barnes Hospital, actually in the stroke unit. They had given me TPA and treated me as if I'd had a stroke, but then released me with kind of no known diagnosis and chalked it up to many different things, including that of psychiatric symptoms, which we know weren't true. The migraines were coming at least 22 days in a month. The frequency was obviously very frequent, 22 days in a month. The intensity on a scale from 1 to 10 was usually a 10, almost every single time. The medication, they were doing 3 levels of medication. First level was that of usually an NSAID with some kind of a Tigan type of a medicine. That was the first step. And then the second step being more of what they call a Fiorset, which is a caffeine with a phenobarbital in it. And then the third step being Imitrex, which a high level of Imitrex, which I am extremely allergic to and would end up just, it was awful. So I normally couldn't get to the third level. As you know, with that, there's also rebound, which you run the risk of rebound headache. So that would normally just make it even worse. So a typical migraine for me would normally last about 4 days, usually all 4 of those days spent in bed. I'm a pastor, so in my line of work, spending 4 days in bed is not something that is conducive to my job, because my job is 24/7 taking care of people. So they decided to put me on a long-term medication called Topramate, which after discovering that the headaches were not decreasing at all, that they continued to intensify, they started me on low levels of Topramate and then began to increase them over time. Even on the Topramate, the headaches continued to be about 14 to 15 in a month. And this last February was a horrible month, and I'm on 100 of Topramate a day, 50 in the morning, 50 in the evening. Being a pastor, I do believe in doing mind, body, and soul. So part of the body part was also the chiropractic part and the alignment part, and Dr. Mike and Tina have been wonderful about that process. I can't say enough good things about them. And they suggested that I do the ultimate body cleanse. At the time, in February, when they had talked to me about this, I was at the point where the Topramate, the neurologist, Dr. Fiend, the neurologist at SLU, was talking about increasing my medication yet again. So I figured, what the heck, might as well try it. Just at this point, anything. So tried the Ultimate Body Cleanse and was actually coming out of a 3-day migraine. And as I started it, and I have to admit, I wasn't a believer at first, but I figured might as well try it. At this point in time, I was willing to do anything because the headaches, unfortunately, had grown in intensity so much. I wasn't able to complete a lot of things that I had started. I had to put off being in the United Methodist Church. We have a pretty intense ordination process. Since I've left seminary, I've not been able to complete that ordination process because of the headaches and the intensity of them, the confusion that the medication causes, along with the confusion caused from the headaches, along with the symptoms that go along with my type of headaches. I haven't been able to complete that process. So that's been another kind of thing that was a detractor. So I figured, what the heck. So I started the Ultimate Body Cleanse and just gave it a shot. Within 3 days of the Ultimate Body Cleanse, I discovered I had no headache whatsoever. It had been the first time in literally 2.5 years I had not a single headache. I did continue on the topromate. I have not stopped that, but I had no need to take the other levels of medication at all, obviously, because I didn't have a headache. By the 4th to 5th day, I hated vegetables, but that's okay. But I kept on it, and I kept going with it. And I noticed that along with not having the headaches, I actually had a little bit more energy. By the 6th to 7th day, I don't know, I felt different, totally different. I actually shared with Dr. Mike that one morning I had forgotten to take my topromate, and usually by 1 o'clock, if that had happened before, I would have been in such excruciating pain, it wouldn't have been funny. But I had forgotten and didn't have a headache. Didn't even realize that I had forgotten, and then when I realized I had forgotten and didn't have a headache, I was like on cloud 9 because that was just amazing to me. So it was wonderful. Since I finished the cleanse, I have stuck to the kind of the healthy eating portion of it because I don't want the headaches back. So it has really helped change my life in many ways. I did see my neurologist since then, and I have went from 17 headaches, documented headaches in March, since the Ultimate Body Cleanse and doing the cleanse, staying on the clean eating portion of it. And after the cleanse, I've had only 3 headaches, minimal compared to what they were, very minimal compared to what they were. And Dr. Feen himself said, and I quote, "You cannot argue with success." He did not up my medication. He released me to write for ordination. After 2.5 years, I finally got the release to write for ordination. I do not have any of the symptoms of the complex migraine headaches that I was having before. Although I do continue on my long-term medication for the complex migraine headaches. It's wonderful. I'm a new woman, and I can thank the Ultimate Body Cleanse